Donald Trump appeared on Fox and Friends for a 47-minute long phone interview, which really sounds like great broadcast. And host Brian Kilmeade did end up inviting Trump for a standing weekly, segment, basically. Like every week, Trump will come on. Every week, Trump will do his thing for as long as 47 minutes, I guess, in some cases. But Steve Doocy actually had to shut that down. So let's take a look at how it went down, and we'll then later zoom into Kilmeade's face.
Mr. President, I think you broke a lot of news this morning. Thank you very much for starting your day with Fox and Friends.
Thank you.
Okay, it's been great.
And we'll do it every week. We're going to do it every week.
I look forward to it. Yeah, we're going to do it every week, every Monday, I think they said. And if we can't do it on a Monday, we'll do it on a Tuesday, like we did today.
Sounds good.
Mr. President, thank you very much. You may want to do it every week, but Fox is not committed to that. We're going to take it on a case-by-case basis. And Joe Biden, as well, is always welcome to join us for 47 minutes, like we just did with the president. All right, Donald Trump, President of the United States. He's now gone to talk to John Roberts, maybe.
So Kilmeade isn't necessarily the smartest person, and I think he forgot that you're not supposed to say the quiet parts loud, right? They're still trying to parade around as like a fair, like news organization when we really know that that's not the case. So I think Steve Doocy's engaging in some damage control there, and Kilmeade did not like it. So this is my favorite part of the story. Let's take a look at how Kilmeade responded.
Fox is not committed to that. We're going to take it on a case-by-case basis. And Joe Biden, Fox is not committed to that. We're going to take it on a case-by-case basis. And Joe Biden, Fox is not committed to that. We're going to take it on a case-by-case basis. And Joe Biden.
Later in the video, as Doocy is still talking, you can see Kilmeade like looking over at producers off camera, like what's going on. But anyway, I love that so much.
Yeah, so two things here. I'll save my controversial agreeing with Kilmeade in a second. Whoa, drums. But first, the fun part. Obviously, there was some miscommunication there. Clearly, Kilmeade wanted to invite the president on every week, and clearly they had some off-air conversation about it already. But Doocy is the smarter of Bert and Ernie, and so he must have already talked to Fox executives about how it won't look right. And so that's why they have the reaction that they do. Kilmeade looks like he got punched in the face when Doocy says that. And then my favorite is actually Ainsley Earhart in the middle, like smiling, like, luckily I'm not part of this fight at all. Okay, you see her movie right there?
Yeah, she's like, whatever.
Right. Now, why do I agree with Kilmeade? He's the president. Of course you should have him on every week. That's absurd. I'd have Trump on every week, and you'd want to watch that. Trust me, he'd only be on once. But if Bernie Sanders would want, I'd want him on every week. If Biden wins, I'd want him on every week. I'd love to hold him accountable, right? Now, I know that Fox is not going to hold Trump accountable, but I don't see anything wrong with a news organization doing that. And they're saying, hey, Biden, if you want to come on, come on. I think that's perfectly fair. This whole cover your ass stuff to pretend that they're unbiased is the only part that's absurd. Just say it. Just say you're conservative and then have the president on every week. I don't think there's one thing wrong with that.
Well, yeah, and let me just add more to it. I know what Fox is. I know what Fox is about, so I don't care if Donald Trump is on 24/7 on Fox News. Fox News is trash to me. I don't respect any of their reporting. I don't take it seriously. But what I will say is there's plenty of criticism to go around in the hiring decisions and the production decisions that are made at other cable news networks. Like, has there been a Trump administration official that CNN didn't end up hiring as a contributor? Like, you get what I'm saying? It's just, you see government people getting hired by companies that present themselves as news organizations all the time, when there shouldn't be a marriage between politicians and journalists. Journalists are supposed to hold politicians accountable. Like, that's the whole point. If that's not what's happening, then it's just entertainment. But if it's just entertainment, then represent yourself for what you are. The problem is they don't, and they, again, parade around as these like cutthroat journalists. No, you can't consider yourself a journalistic organization if you're like fully staffed with an endless supply of former politicians or political aides or whoever that worked in DC.
Yeah, well, look, let me go a little further. First of all, even in their stated purpose doesn't make any sense. So did you ever think about why would they hire boring politicians that no one even likes? So if, let's say, AOC was retired and CNN wanted to hire her, well, that makes sense. She's compelling, right? And by the way, you could maybe make the same argument for Matt Gaetz, who is compelling from the right wing side.
If it were up to me, it wouldn't happen at all. Because it shouldn't happen, period. It shouldn't happen with politicians we love and agree with. It shouldn't happen with politicians we can't stand. Because, Cenk, the whole point of journalism isn't to get in bed with politicians, whether it's politicians you like or dislike.
I'm like, so.
I know, but these people remain connected to the political world. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that easy.
So look, to get to my point, the only reason that you hire Claire McCaskill is because she's connected to the political world. My point is, if she's not connected to the political world, and it doesn't get you access, it doesn't get you favors from the government or from one party or another, there's no reason at all you'd ever hire Claire McCaskill. She's the least compelling person I've ever seen in my life. And all these politicians on cable news are intensely dull, super dull. If they're not doing it for access, what are they doing it for? If they're not doing it for favors from the government or from political parties, what are they doing it for? And my point, Anna, is if it turned out Claire McCaskill was just amazing entertainer, I'd say, I get it, right? And that's why I bring up AOC or Matt Gaetz, and I can't stand Matt Gaetz. But I get that he would debate, he would say outrageous things, it would add to their soap opera. It's not exactly news either, but at least it would make some sort of sense. But the politicians they hire are not at all entertaining. So that leaves you with the question of why are they hiring them? And they're hiring them because they are in bed with the political parties and the government in a way that they're not upfront about. Look, if MSNBC said, look, the C stands for corporate, okay? And we are the corporate Democratic wing of cable news. And we're just owning up to it. We love corporate Democrats. That's why we hire them all the time. Harold Ford Jr., Claire McCaskill. By the way, we also love corporate Republicans like Nicole Wallace, Joe Scarborough, you name it. If you're a corporate politician, MSNBC loves you. We're the home of corporate politicians. Then I got no problems at all. At least it's truth in advertising. Fox says they're conservative. CNN says they run soap operas. Great, perfect. At least you admitted it. Then I don't have any problems. The problem is they don't say that. What they say is, we are journalists, and we have these
that's what I'm saying.
And ethics, and my God, we hold the government accountable. Now, here are all these boring officials from formerly of the government. Come on, it's all a show.
Yeah. Look, if you're gonna present yourself as a journalistic organization, hire journalists to do the analysis and to do the reporting. If you wanna bring on a politician for a segment because they might have, or a former politician for a segment because they might have particular like views or expertise on an issue that you're discussing, great. But let me remind you, plenty of journalists repeatedly go on these cable news networks over and over and over again. They never get hired as contributors. They never get paid for those segments. And so I think that is a fundamentally broken system. If they want to present themselves as entertainment, fine. But that is pretty devastating considering, we have so few like actual journalistic organizations in this country. But look, anyway,
I gotta say one more thing. Look, it's not that I want to pick on Claire McCaskill. It's just that she's such a great example.
No, you should pick on Claire McCaskill. She's awful.
So they say, well, no, Cenk, you're being totally unfair. There's a real reason why we're hiring Claire McCaskill, because she has expertise in politics. Really? She just lost a totally winnable race in Missouri. And in fact, all of you on MSNBC told us that she had a genius plan to be just like the Republicans, but a Democrat. You also that was a great idea. She got her ass handed to her. Obviously, it was a terrible idea. So then you hired her to be an expert on what? Losing? That makes no sense at all. What does make sense is you're the corporate politician party as channel. That's what you are. Just don't up to it.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.